Welcome to another episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. It's the weekly news and chat show from the world famous Bottom of the Stream podcast.
It is indeed.
That's
How are you,
us.
Nick? That is us.
Here we are.
We are gods. I don't know why I said that.
That was last week's movie.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was getting to, yeah.
Yeah.
Last week's movie. What do you think of last week's movie?
The Summit of the Gods.
Indeed.
I had a great time. I really liked it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Beautiful looking piece of work.
A fantastic piece of animation and storytelling, I thought. Easily the best thing we have seen this season on this show.
Straight into the top of the stream table.
Yeah.
Happy with it?
Yeah,
It's got to be up there, hasn't it? It's got to be number one.
Yeah. I think absolutely no argument whatsoever.
I think it's going to be beaten this week.
Come back on Thursday because on this very feed, we will talk about this week's movie, Setup.
Very different.
Not The Setup.
No.
Which
Setup.
meant that I really struggled to find it when I was trying to read about it after I'd watched it. Just called Setup.
Very generic title.
Yeah, I mean, it's got quite the cast.
It has got a heck of a cast in.
50 Cent.
50 Cent. Brucey W.
Bruce Willis.
And Ryan Felipe.
Ryan Felipe.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Should be great.
What could go wrong?
Exactly. Come back on Thursday and we'll tell you what went wrong. I'll tease you now, I've got a really good story about how this film got made.
Brilliant.
And
It's what we're all here for.
Quite interesting.
I'm excited already.
I'll tease that for Thursday's episode. How are you, Nick?
Yeah, I'm very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not too much?
I am rocking and ready to go as
Yeah?
we sit here recording on a Friday night.
Friday night record this week.
Weekend is ahead of us.
We usually record on a Thursday. This is a Friday.
Yeah.
Your wife's not very organised with her life, so we're pushing it back a day.
That's okay.
Yep, it is. Gave me a free night last night. I literally did nothing.
What
It
did
was
you
great.
do?
I did some gaming, watched some
Brilliant.
TV, caught up on the boys.
What games are you playing at the minute?
I played Fall Guys again last night. I've not
Oh, yeah.
played that for a few years, but it's gone free to play on all platforms.
Oh,
now.
has it? Okay.
So literally, the servers are full again, and there's
Yeah.
a load of new stuff. So we tried that again last night.
Cool.
I'm playing Raft.
Is it still as annoying?
Yep, still can't do it. 2 years later, still can't do it. Playing Raft, a lot of Raft. Have you heard of Raft? Did I talk about Raft on the show?
No, not on the show.
It's good.
I think you mentioned it.
Check it out. That's just come out of early access.
Right.
So it's like a fully released game now. It's a sandbox survival game. It's really good. Really enjoy it. You're on a raft and you just have to gather.
How's your raft looking?
Looking great. Looks like a proper ship now.
Oh,
It's
excellent.
great. It's got 3 stories, I think.
Oh, wow.
I know. Done well.
It's nicer than my house.
Collected
by
a
the
lot
sounds
of
things.
wood. No, I enjoy it. It's good. I do like survival games.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed survival games. Remember when I got into Stranded Deep in
I
a big
do,
way
yeah.
at the beginning of the lockdown?
Yeah.
I just spent most of my lockdown on a desert island.
Sounds all right to me.
So yeah, so it was nice
To be
having,
honest.
it was nice having a free night of no editing, no films to watch.
Yeah.
It was great.
Good.
Enjoyed myself.
Good.
So maybe we should just do Fridays more often. What about you?
I don't know. You got a busy. You know, you have a busy social calendar. Sometimes you're out and
yeah.
freewheeling it on a weekend.
Yeah, it does. It's weird how my life does that sometimes. So one week I'll be out every night.
Yeah.
And then 1 week I'll be in every night, not doing anything. Yeah, it's great. It's good. It's nice to keep you on your toes, isn't it?
Variety is the spice of life.
Exactly.
And all that.
So what have you been up to? Have you been up to much?
This week, what I've been up to, nothing too exciting, I don't think.
No?
Nothing is springing to mind immediately. I don't think I have befallen any mishaps or
Well, that's good.
for the week. It's been a bit weird, though. I don't want to be just like that British guy who talks about the weather, but
Yeah, the weather's
fuck
been
me,
mental.
last week, at the end of the week, was
Oof.
so hot.
It was hot. Hot. It was really hot. It was.
My sweat was sweating. And then the day after, we literally, I'm not even exaggerating, it was literally half as cold.
Yeah, it was freezing.
It went from 30 degrees to 15 degrees overnight.
The climate in this country is insane. I don't think there's any other country that can go from plus, 34 is probably the highest we
Yeah.
get, to like minus 15 in the winter. There's no other country that has a 50-degree temperature swing.
I'm sure, well, that's okay. There probably
There
is, but
isn't-
I'm not doing that research.
I don't know. I don't think there's many.
But yeah, 15 degrees overnight.
Yeah, it's crazy.
My body did not know what had hit it.
Nor mine.
Like, one day I'm sitting in my pants in the garden, and the next day, sitting in my pants in the garden, but I'm really cold.
Absolutely.
What's that all about? But yeah,
You
so
should do
that was
Your
weird.
neighbours have complained about that before.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should stop it.
One of them's really old; he can't see very well, so I'll just face that way.
Just get him a pair of binoculars for Christmas.
I don't think they make you see better. They just make you see further.
Oh, yeah.
If you can't see, you're just not going to see further.
Probably. Shut up.
He can get him over here. He can get on the old just periscope.
Yeah, get him on the submarine.
It's a marine. I don't think we're sub. I don't think we've got a submersible.
We should have. We do go to the bottom of the stream. It'd probably be better if we had a submarine.
Get one of them little yellow ones like James Cameron gads about
that's what we need.
on his spare time.
That's what we need.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Couldn't we expense it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Patrons will pay for it.
I'm fine.
Cool.
Sold. I'm on board.
Should we do some Netflix news?
Yeah.
What have we got this week?
Let's start with zombies.
Always a great place to start.
If you like zombies,
I do.
And you like horror movies, and you like Spanish movies, and you've got Netflix, then you're in for a treat because the Spanish horror zombie Netflix movie Valley of the Dead arrives in about 3 weeks' time on July the 11th.
Excellent.
The synopsis says, during the Spanish Civil War, a small group of sworn enemies will work together when they encounter flesh-eating zombies created in a Nazi experiment.
Excellent. That sounds good.
This sounds right down our stream.
It does. It does sound like... Yeah, maybe we should avoid it and then watch it on the show one day.
You can go and find this trailer for it right now.
Cool.
And it looks cool.
We always have a lot of success with Spanish films on this show. So
yes, but they've all been
not zombie films.
Quite serious.
Yeah, they have.
Or arty.
Yeah.
I'm not to say that zombies don't have their place in seriousness or art.
I wouldn't say
but they've not been
Aramentari
schlocky films. Yeah, but it wasn't schlocky, was it?
No.
Yeah, that was just badass.
It was badass. Great film.
So yeah.
Cool.
Valley of the Dead. You can find it on Netflix in a couple of weeks.
Why do all zombie films end up in Of the Dead?
Because zombies are usually dead.
Yeah, but surely somebody's got some sort of copyright hold over
Of the Dead.
Of the Dead. Like Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead.
Apparently not.
Army of the Dead. It's just crazy. I mean, there is.
Yeah.
Just come up with a better name for people. You can do it. I trust you.
Kind of does half the marketing for you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, it's giving me a good idea for a game.
Go on.
Well, just like I'll make a few of the Deads up. We'll get a few obscure ones, and you can tell me which one's real or not.
That sounds good to me.
We'll do that in a future episode. Maybe next time we do a zombie film.
Sounds good.
Cool. Another movie coming to Netflix.
Yep.
Later this summer. In fact, on Wednesday, August the 31st, it will hit Netflix.
Okay.
But it will also be in select UK cinemas on August the 19th.
Oh, cool.
Is the new movie from a director we are quite familiar with on this show.
Okay.
Babak Anvari.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Who we absolutely loved last season, Under the Shadow.
We did.
His first movie. And the season before that, we absolutely loathed his follow-up to that, which was Wounds.
Yes. He's 1 and 1 on our show. One hit, one miss.
And a really huge, massive home run hit.
Yeah.
And then one of the biggest swings. I could not stand that movie.
Wounds is an awful movie.
It was
really awful.
It was really bad. Well, you do not have long to wait for his third movie. It is called I Came By, and it stars Kelly MacDonald and Hugh Bonneville.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's described as a neo-noir thriller.
Neo-noir?
Fusing London crime with classic Hitchcockian suspense.
Oh.
The synopsis is that a pair of rebellious young graffiti writers, Toby and Jay, regularly target the home of the UK's wealthy elite and ruling class. When Toby breaks into the home of renowned former High Court Judge Sir Hector Blake, played by Hugh Bonneville, he discovers a shocking secret that leads him on a journey, endangering himself and those closest to him.
That sounds quite good. I'm up for that.
Yeah, doesn't it?
If you were going to ask me what was the judge's name? Judge Henry Blake or something.
Yeah, or Hector something.
It sounds like the sort of character that Hugh Bonneville was born to play.
It does, doesn't it? Hector Blake.
Former Judge Hector Blake. Sir Hector Blake.
He looks a bit like... I mean, Hector Blake is probably less posh than Hugh Bonneville. They should have just kept that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think that sounds all right.
I will 100% be checking that out. It looks great.
Does Babak Anvari get another chance with us, given how much we liked
Under the Shadow was great. That did make up for Wounds, how good Under the Shadow was. So, yeah, I'm up for it. I'll try it out. I'll report back when I've seen it.
Okay.
Next.
Right, here's one for all you naughty people. Because Netflix has officially announced the third movie in the 365 Days franchise.
Oh, okay.
Is on its way.
They're the naughty movies.
Yeah. Both of the first two have 0% critic scores on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way.
Really? Wow.
But were huge hits on Netflix, especially the first one. It hung around for absolutely ages.
It did. It was at the top for a long, long time.
The third movie is called The Next 365 Days.
Okay.
It was filmed back to back with the second one.
Oh, so it was always coming.
Yes, but the release date.
That's a bad choice of words again.
is August the 19th.
Okay, not long away.
Yeah. So, full of summer eroticism. Do you want the synopsis, or do you not care?
I don't care, but you can read it out if you want to.
Laura and Massimo are back and hotter than ever, but the reunited couple's new beginning is complicated by Massimo's family ties and a mysterious man who enters Laura's life to win her heart and trust at any cost.
Excellent. Any of you naughty guys out there, watch it, let us know what it's like. Next.
Yeah, and also let us know what the first two are like.
Yeah.
Bottom of the stream favourite, Florence Pugh.
We love Flopo.
Flopo herself has signed up for a new Netflix TV show.
Okay.
Or a limited series, to use the correct terminology. It is a classical adaptation of the John Steinbeck novel East of Eden.
Oh, okay.
Which was a very famous movie as well back in the 50s.
Yeah.
This version is written and executive produced by actress/writer Zoe Kazan, which is interesting because her grandfather directed that original film version.
Oh, okay. So she's adapting her own grandfather's work, or remaking her own grandfather's work.
East of Eden follows several generations of the Trask family. You may know the original movie because it was one of the first roles that James Dean nabbed and sort of shot him to star.
I don't know it, but that's an interesting fact.
And yeah, Pugh's the first name on board. Coming to Netflix, I would guess, in at least a year, if not more.
Probably more. Yeah.
But that'll have the full Netflix machine behind it.
Yeah,
that'll
be the Oscar grabber, won't it?
What's the TV Oscars? Emmys.
Yeah. Oh, is it a TV show? Sorry.
It's a limited series. I said that.
You did say that. Sorry, I was not listening. Emmys? Is it? Yeah, it is the Emmys. BAFTAs? They're British.
Yeah, we have BAFTAs for TV and film, don't we?
We do.
We can't call them different for some reason. Okay. Other movie news. You can go and find the trailer now that has just been released for a new Blumhouse horror movie.
Okay.
Starring Kevin Bacon.
Wow.
It is called They Them. They Them is the story of a group of LGBTQIA+ teens who are sent to a gay conversion camp run by Owen Whistler, played by Kevin Bacon. His idea is a week of programming intended to help them find a new sense of freedom. As the camp's methods become more psychologically unsettling, the campers must work together to protect themselves. And also there's a mysterious killer stalking the camp.
Excellent. That sounds quite interesting idea. I would say Blumhouse don't really miss, but they do sometimes.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah. So.
I think Kevin Bacon's seen like what Ethan Hawke's doing.
Yeah.
I'm going, I quite fancy a piece of that.
Yeah.
A bit of a iconic horror villain.
Yeah.
I could do that. That's in my wheelhouse.
It's definitely in his wheelhouse.
I just hope that is handled well and positively.
Yeah, there's a line there.
Yeah.
Especially with a title like that. It's
Yes.
going to trigger a few people.
Yeah. Please just do it right.
I really want to see that Ethan Hawke film, The Black Phone, but they're not
Yeah.
showing. They're not showing it in our local cinema.
Really? That surprises me because it's all over my
Yeah, it's
socials.
everywhere. But the trouble is, it's a small. So there's only 5 screens in our
Yeah.
local cinema, and there's 4 big films out at the minute.
Right.
Because you've got Elvis out now, you've got Top Gun still going, Jurassic Park, Buzz Lightyear still there. So there's your cinema's full.
Yeah.
So I might have to travel further afield.
Okay.
Or wait for it to hit one of the streamers.
It does surprise me, like I say, just because the amount that
It surprised me that
maybe
they
it's
didn't-
what that's what the algorithm's telling me because the sort of
No, it
people
is
and things
everywhere.
I interact with. But I'm seeing it every
Everywhere.
day, multiple
It
times
looks
a day.
great as well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't do an unlimited screening on it, and maybe they didn't. I missed it, but
Yeah.
it seems like right up the street of a Cineworld Unlimited.
Yeah, it does. It does actually.
I'm excited for it. I really want to see it. Next,
How do you feel about Zac Efron?
I'm not sure that picture of him there is not a drawing. It doesn't look real.
What? Because he's like just nice.
It just looks chiseled. It's like a pencil drawing of him. I love Zac Efron. He's great.
I've got a lot of time for the guy.
Yeah, I have.
And I think he started to make some interesting career choices. Well,
Hmm.
I've got double Zac Efron news for you
Oh,
because
you are treating us.
he's got a couple of upcoming projects which he has recently, well, literally in the last week, signed up for or announced. One of those, you might get to see him in his pants a lot
Nice.
because
It's never a bad thing.
he's signed up for the Iron Claw, which is a wrestling movie.
Oh, okay.
Based on the true story of the Von Erichs, the film follows the rise and fall of the Von Erich family, a dynasty of wrestlers who made a huge impact on the sport from the 1960s to the present day. We're promised grittiness and transformative drama.
I'm quite familiar with the story of the Von Erichs. I actually wrote an article for a website about the Von Erichs.
Is that all the brothers and they all met grisly ends?
Most of them committed suicide.
Yeah.
Like 3 out of the 6 brothers committed suicide. I think there's only 1 left now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story. It's probably the most interesting wrestling family story. That and the Hearts. But
Do you think they could really gimmick it and Zefron can play like
all of them. Maybe. They all did very similar things and they all look very similar. No, that'll be...
He gets to have a mullet, won't he?
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
we're going
They-
80s.
Yeah, a lot of the Von Erichs had mullets. I wonder which one he's going to play. The Texas Tornado is probably the most famous one,
Right.
but he's probably not the biggest storied one.
Okay.
There's loads of them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like you could. It is a really interesting story. I'll have to find that article I wrote out if it still exists. On
Yeah,
the internet somewhere.
there is no announcement yet as to who he is playing in that movie.
No.
So keep it peeled.
Yeah, we will definitely keep our eye on that one. Sounds good.
Efron has also signed up to a new Netflix movie.
Okay.
It is an untitled rom-com that he will star in with Nicole Kidman, the most famous Australian. And also Netflix favourite Joey King.
Okay, yep. I do love Joey.
It says the story is set following a surprising romance which kicks off comic consequences for a young woman, her mother, and her movie star boss as they face the complications of love, sex, and identity. I mean, that reads like he's going to be boffing both of them.
It does, doesn't it?
So, hijinks.
Might see him in his pants in that one as well.
Yeah.
No, I've got a lot of time for Efron. He picked some very interesting roles just lately, and it's almost like he doesn't want to be stuck in a rut.
He's shooting the wrestling one first and then going straight onto the Netflix rom-com,
Cool.
apparently.
Okay. We'll keep our eye on both of those for you.
Talking of men in pants,
Always good.
Hercules.
Okay.
Guy Ritchie will
Oh,
presumably be fully
okay.
clothed whilst directing the live-action version of Disney's Hercules.
Okay. That's.
I mean,
interesting.
he brought a lot of money in for them, didn't he, when he did Aladdin?
Yeah.
Which I think it is absolutely bang average.
I've not seen it, but
Which is probably something you could throw at all the Disney live-action
yeah.
remakes of the ones I've not seen all of them, but I've been pretty underwhelmed with the ones I have seen.
Yeah. I think I've seen The Jungle Book and The Lion King. I think they're the two I've seen.
I've not seen The Jungle Book because my family watched it without me and then told me not to bother.
That's a bit rude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'd probably agree though. It's all right.
Because that's one of my favourite actual
No, then you
Disney
should
movies.
watch it. Is it on Disney Plus? It's probably on Disney
Yeah, I'm
Plus.
sure it is.
Just watch it.
Yeah.
Make them watch it again.
Make them watch it
Yeah.
again.
Force them.
Well, yeah, Guy Ritchie, he's doing the live action Hercules movie.
Okay.
Look, it's got some great songs. It's a good. I would say it's one of the more underappreciated Disney animations.
Right.
But it has got some banging tunes. And we'll see. You've got Robert Zemeckis' Pinocchio's coming later this year.
I'm looking forward to that.
Tom Hanks is Geppetto, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
So I think Hercules will be more along the lines of Beauty and the Beast and Lion King. You're going to have the songs there. We're not going to do the Mulan thing where we take all the songs out and make it into a proper movie, I'm sure.
Although this is Guy Ritchie we're talking about.
That's true. Or like a Cockney Hercules.
Yeah. He could do anything with it. He's aged, hasn't he?
I see.
Yeah, don't you think?
Yeah, he's just a bit fluffy and ginger in that photo, isn't he? And he's wearing a knitted tie.
Can't fault the guy. Why not?
Okay, whatever floats your boat. Okay, last proper bit of news.
Yep.
And then we'll have a bit of fun.
Oh, we've been having fun all the way through.
Well, I know we have. Star Wars.
Okay.
People who like Star Wars are willing to pay for stuff, aren't they?
They're willing to pay for stuff and watch a lot of mediocre stuff.
Well, if you had a little bit of money burning a hole in your pocket, then you could have been taking part and making a bid in an auction last week.
Oh, right.
For an original X-Wing fighter model used in the filming of actual Star Wars.
Oh, wow.
So it's up there on screen. It's been screen matched by the professionals.
I imagine
they've
that's
pinpointed
quite a lot of money.
Which model this is in the trenches in the Death Star in the
climactic
climactic scene.
Wow, okay.
It was estimated that it would go for somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million.
Wow.
At a auction house in New York last week.
Okay.
It went for just under $2.4 million.
Fuck.
That's an
Wow.
expensive toy.
That is an expensive toy. It's not even like a full-size X-Wing. It's a miniature one. Wow.
Yeah, it was very rare, as you would imagine.
Yeah.
Most of them were destroyed by pyrotechnics
Yeah.
in filming the actual movie. So yeah, that's a near 45-year-old bit of movie memorabilia.
Bit of plastic. That's crazy.
Nearly
Star Wars fans are mental.
$2.5 million.
Star Wars fans are crazy.
Bit rich for my blood.
But yeah, a little bit.
Also,
Wowzers.
I know the guy's rich anyway. He invented Star Wars,
Yeah.
and then he sold Star Wars, so he's
Super rich.
George Lucas. He must have loads of shit like that just knocking
Yeah.
around his ranch.
Yeah, he must have.
Like, oh, that's fucking real. Frank Oz had his hand up Yoda there. That's the actual one. That's worth almost add all that shit up.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Priceless.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Just for some plastic and some fur.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Okay. Pretty much that's the news.
Excellent. Good news.
There is one little bit of news left.
Okay. Do I have to click on this or should I?
No, I don't want you to click on it. It's a little bit of news, which then turns into a bit of a fun game.
Oh, nice.
So,
I like a fun game.
I take no credit for this.
Right.
We're just going to do a quiz, which was on The Guardian earlier
Okay.
this week. It stems from a chat with Martin Sheen,
Okay. Yep.
who
I know him.
he's been slightly in the news because just released on Netflix is the final batch of episodes of Grace and Frankie.
Yeah.
Which is like Netflix's longest running sitcom.
Yeah.
It's
been around for a
Jane
long time.
Fonda,
Yeah.
Martin Sheen, Lily Tomlin, all these sort of old people doing a sitcom.
It's been around for a long time.
And Martin Sheen's been doing some interviews, and he's said that he regrets now that he changed his name
Right. Okay.
back when he was a young up and comer.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's an Estevez.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's Ramon Estevez.
Which is a great name.
It is a great name.
But back in the days, that would have stopped him getting movie roles. A name like that.
Yeah, I mean,
And so-
he said actually, I've never changed it officially.
Oh, really? So
But,
it's just like a stage name.
Yeah, Yeah, and he said it was quite an interesting interview actually. He said I didn't have the courage when I was younger to stand up and say no.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
me.
I mean, he's also got a kid that did the same thing. So
well, exactly. So it's quite a good interview. There's an article about it, and that leads on to a name game quiz.
Oh,
How
okay.
good are you with your real movie star names?
Oh, as in real? Oh, I don't know.
Let's have a go.
Quite crap, I would imagine.
An easy one to start with.
Okay.
Norma Jean Mortensen is better known as who? It's multiple choice if you want the option.
I don't need it for that one.
Go on.
Is it Marilyn Monroe?
Correct.
Yes.
Which of these was Judy Garland's real name?
Okay.
Frances Ethel Gum, Joan Alexandra Malinsky, or Julia Elizabeth Wells?
I feel like... What was the first one?
Frances Ethel Gum.
I feel like I've heard that name before. I don't know where, but I'm going to go with it in case it's just in the back of my brain somewhere.
You're correct.
Oh, really?
She was earlier in her career in a vaudeville act with her siblings, and they were known as the Gum Sisters.
Ooh. Oh, that must have been in the back of my mind somewhere because that name rang a bell when you said it.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg?
Is obviously very famous. What's her real name?
I have no idea.
Karen Elaine Johnson, Catherine Elizabeth Hudson, or Olivia Jane Cockburn?
You started laughing before you even said that. That's an interesting one, isn't it?
Do you think he's one of those people who pronounce it Coburn?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if that's...
You're not going to call yourself Cockburn, are you? Is that?
Cockburn?
Yeah.
No, it's Karen Elaine Johnson.
Okay.
Catherine Elizabeth Hudson is Katy Perry, and Olivia Jane Cockburn is Olivia Wilde.
Wow.
There you go.
Wild Cockburn.
Academy Award winner Jamie Foxx
Double
goes under a pseudonym. What
Does
was
he? I didn't know
he
that.
called at birth?
I have no idea. I didn't know that was a pseudonym.
Willard Carroll Smith Jr., Tracy Lauren Marrow, or Eric Marlon Bishop?
What was the middle one? Tracy
Lauren Marrow.
Why would you have a boy and give it two girls' names? The first one.
Willard Carroll Smith Jr.?
Yeah.
No, it's Eric Marlon Bishop.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that wasn't his real name.
How about a member of our own royal family? Meghan Markle is not her actual name. What's her first name? Not Meghan.
Is it not really?
No. Is it Monica, Rachel, or Phoebe?
Wow, I didn't know that at all. Monica Meghan Markle.
That would be a great name.
It would, wouldn't it?
Triple M.
Triple M.
It's Rachel.
Oh, that's no fun. I'm not very good at this. We've found out.
I don't think you're doing all right,
I
to be fair.
I got the first two.
I think you're doing all right. Mark Sinclair is better known
I
as...
said, I don't even know what that is. Yeah.
One of these. Jason Statham, Vin Diesel, or The Rock?
It's definitely not The Rock. I know The Rock's real
Who is
name.
Mark Sinclair?
Vin Diesel.
I didn't know this. It is Vin Diesel.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. You can see why he changed that name.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel is a very cool name.
Do you think when he came up with it, I don't know the story, I don't know much about him, but when he came up with it, he must have just gone, yeah, that's it.
That'll do. Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
I wonder if it started off as Vincent Diesel.
Yeah. Yeah, great one. Boris Karloff.
Yeah.
He was a famous
Vampire.
horror dude.
Yeah.
Frankenstein and all that shit. Not his real name.
Really?
He wasn't even from Eastern Europe. He was very English. Which of these is Boris Karloff's real name? William Henry Pratt, William Henry Dingle, or William Henry Cock?
William Henry Pratt.
Correct.
That was a guess. I've got 4 so far.
We'll do one more.
Okay.
One more. Which British actor and national treasure was born Ilyana Lydia Vasilyevna Mironov?
Helen Mirren.
Correct.
Yes.
I think you did all right there.
5 I got. How many was there? 12.
I don't know how many we did. We didn't quite do all of them.
Okay.
10 or so.
That was good.
So,
I enjoyed that.
yeah.
I've learned some things.
Good. Always a bonus. That's the news.
Good news. Well done. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
Do you know what? I have watched a couple of things.
I've watched quite a lot this week.
Yeah. So that's probably why I didn't have anything interesting to mention in the intro because I've just been watching TV. I've watched half of the season of The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix.
Oh, okay. And?
I like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's next on my list, so...
It has been done before, it's nothing new, but I like the fact that we're following a whole case through the season.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Right.
And then you've got various subplots
Okay.
woven in. Yeah, I'm invested.
Cool. I will check. How many episodes?
10.
How long?
45 minutes.
Cool. I can do that.
Yeah,
it's next on my list. I've caught up with The Boys on Amazon now.
Okay.
So because that's coming out weekly, so I've caught up. So that's next on my binge list.
Good, yeah, good. It looks good. It looks classy. Good acting. Good story. Yeah, like it.
Excellent.
I can see why it quickly was renewed.
Yeah, it's still in the top 10 charts as well.
Yeah.
It's doing really
It's got
well.
Stickaboutability.
Yeah,
Obviously.
good word.
I watched a movie
Okay.
because we mentioned it possibly for a couple of weeks in a row, or when last time we looked at the top 10.
Yes.
And we did like Hemsworth news.
We did.
So I was like, I've got to go and watch this Interceptor movie.
Yeah.
With Mrs. Hemsworth and a surprise A-list Marvel star cameo.
Who was that?
Unbelievably,
Robert Downey Jr.
it was Chris Hemsworth.
Wow.
It's a fucking crazy movie.
Is it?
It's a good shit film.
Nice.
It's like some of the stuff we'd watch, but it's quite glossy, and you can tell it's had a bit of money spent on it.
Would I like it?
It's stupid fun.
Yes, then.
Yeah, I think you would. I mean, it's ridiculous, and it'll make you shout a bit and go, "Oh,
For fuck's sake.
yeah." But it was all right, you know.
Good.
I mean, it's. I was talking to Ross about this in the week. It's unintentionally become a bit pertinent because it's basically about Russians firing nuclear weapons at the United States.
Okay.
But it is very sort of Steven Seagal would have made this in his pomp.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
One of those films.
Yeah.
Cool.
But with more explosions.
I'll check it out.
It's just one of those things you can put on, let it wash over, and just like, this is shit. But you know what? I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah. Good.
How about you?
Did I mention Spiderhead last week, or was that this week? I've
No.
lost track of where I am.
You didn't. It was out. It came out.
The day after we recorded.
I believe so.
So I've watched a film with Chris Hemsworth in as well.
Cool.
I watched Spiderhead
Yeah.
over the weekend.
Big.
Big release.
Probably the biggest thing this side of the grey man for Netflix, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. It's all right.
Okay. I sense that's
It's not great.
quite as good as you expected.
It's not pulling up any trees. The story's weak, but it's a good idea for a story.
Okay.
It's just doesn't go anywhere.
Because, it's Hemsworth.
Yeah.
It's Miles Teller.
Yeah.
They're hot. They're both hot. They're hot
both
and they're
hot.
hot.
Yeah.
And it's directed by the same guy who's got Top Gun 2 out at the minute.
It is.
This should be firing on all cylinders.
It doesn't.
Surely.
It definitely doesn't fire on all cylinders. It's just a bit. Oh, when it gets to the end, you're like, no, I don't really. Oh, but it's quite an entertaining journey to get there.
Right.
It's a Saturday night pizza and a Magnum movie.
But your socks remained on.
My socks very much remained on. Chris Hemsworth's great in it.
Right.
Because he plays this like slightly unhinged prison guard governor.
Yeah.
Who's a little bit crazy. Goes completely crazy at the end. That he's good in it. Miles Teller's also great in it. There's just not enough story there to keep me interested,
Okay.
I don't think. The story lets it down.
Not sort of enough. What I wanted, having seen the trailer, was like, oh, you can do some really weird, creepy shit with this.
You
movie.
really could. You could have done loads of crazy stuff with it, and they just don't.
Yeah.
It kind of just
Plays
fizzles.
it too safe.
Far too safe.
Oh, that's a bit
It's about a
disappointing.
prison governor who's got this private prison.
Yeah.
And he's testing drugs on people.
Sure.
And then their mood altering drugs. So he can make people fall in love. He can make people angry. He can make people stupidly horny. He can do anything with these people, and he just locks them in a room and watches what happens. But that's all he does do.
Okay.
It doesn't go anywhere other than that. He locks two people in a room and makes them really horny, and they hate each other, but then they're just naughtying all over the place. And then he makes another guy beat another guy up, but it all happens in this one room, and it's just a bit tame.
Sounds like Urge, but less good.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, really?
Like that. Yeah, that's a great show. But it's an entertaining Saturday night film.
Okay.
But it's not pulling up any trees.
You expected more.
I did expect a little bit more. Talking of expecting a little bit more,
Okay.
I also went to the cinema this week.
Yep.
I watched Lightyear.
Oh, yeah.
On Monday night.
Yep.
And it's okay.
Cool. I mean,
but it's nothing more than okay.
I'm sure that's kind of my vibe from it. It was like, well, this will be fine, but fucking hell, Disney, just give it a rest. We don't need every little
origin story
movie about every character you've got.
No, we don't. And if
I'm feeling really like, because I finished Obi-Wan Kenobi this week.
Oh yeah.
And I was exactly the same. I was just gone, well, that's added nothing to anything whatsoever.
Lightyear doesn't add anything to anything. Because it comes up at the beginning of the film. In 1995, a kid called Andy was given a toy of Buzz Lightyear because the toy was from his favourite movie.
Yeah.
This is that movie.
Yeah.
So you already know that the Toy Story shit's happened, and it's not connected in any way other than that toy is based on this guy.
Okay.
So it doesn't take anything or give anything to the Toy Story franchise. And it's just a bit bland, is the only word I can use for it. Mm-hmm. The story's too convoluted. It gets all time travel-y.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, this is a kid's film. It's a PG because there's lesbians in it.
Right.
But
good.
Yeah. I've no issue with that. Just put
no, I know you haven't.
But it gets really timey-wimey, and there's like doppelgangers and all sorts going. There's a lot going on in it.
Yeah.
But I may have missed a bit in the middle.
Why?
Because I may have fallen asleep. Which,
as in, you're not sure if you fell asleep, or you.
Let's put it this way.
Or you may have nodded, but you're not sure for how long.
At one point, I looked at the screen, and there was a character in it that I had not seen before, but yet she seemed quite well established in the movie.
Okay.
So I may have missed a little bit in the middle, but that surely says more about the film than it does about me.
Yeah.
It's just fine.
Remember when we were in America and I fell asleep with the whole of Hulk?
Hulk, you did. Did you forget your glasses or something? So you were like, oh, I can't watch this now. I'm just going to fall asleep through it. I do remember that. It was Edward Norton one, wasn't it?
No,
the one before that.
Eric Bana.
Eric Bana, the one with Ang Lee made it.
Yeah, I only watched the first 10 minutes and then woke up as he was smashing helicopters and stuff. And I went, has it been all right? And you just went, no, not really.
It's terrible. It's a terrible movie. Yeah, that was crazy. I mentioned that actually when I was talking to the person I went with about it afterwards. Also, talking of mediocre, I finished God's Favourite Idiot.
Oh, you've done it.
I finished it. So I'd done the first two last week.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you were cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, unfortunately, that cautious optimism didn't materialise.
Oh, no.
It's just a bit. Nah, nothing happens.
Oh, okay.
But when it finished, I was like, well, that feels like you've spent 6 hours setting up something that's now not going to come.
All right.
I mean, if it gets renewed for a second series, I'd be surprised. But if it does, then you could maybe do something with it. But
yeah.
The whole thing is just setting up this guy's powers that he's been given randomly by God.
Yeah.
But then he never does anything with them. And he just doesn't want them. And nobody can understand why he's got them. And then it ends. I'm like,
I've got to say that doesn't interest me. And usually I'm usually one who dips my toe in shitty sitcoms and comedies.
Don't watch it.
Yeah.
It's a real shame. The first two are really good, but no, don't watch it.
Okay.
Also this week, I've watched the full series of The Boys from Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
But I've caught up with it because that's coming out weekly on Amazon. I think I mentioned it earlier.
Is it all there now?
No, there's...
Oh, you're just level with it.
I'm just caught up with it now. I started late. I think there's a new one out today, which I've not seen. So there's 6 out now, I think. But that's such a great show.
Cool. I need to get on that, yeah.
It's so gory, so mental, so crazy. And Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander, is just the best.
Cool.
That character is evil incarnate, and it's beautiful to watch. Excellent. He plays it so well. You can just tell by his eyes that he's just unhinged.
Having fun.
Yeah, he's
Playing it,
he's
I bet.
loving playing it.
Yeah.
You can see in every scene he does that he loves doing it. But he just does the whole character with his eyes, and it's so intense.
Nice.
He's brilliant. And then I've also
Oh, what week you've had?
I'm on fire this week. I told you I've had a boring week.
Oh, on fire. Nice. Nice.
I watched the first episode of the second season of The Floor is Lava.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a spare half an hour and I didn't want to watch an Office, so
Yeah.
I watched that instead. It's good. It's the same show, but the format's changed slightly
Okay.
in that the host is now in the room with them as they're doing it.
Sure.
And he's on like a balcony above them, which he wasn't in the last series. He was just commentating, and he's talking to them. He doesn't talk to them while they're doing it, but he's talking to us while they're in the room.
Yeah.
But then when that team's finished, they go up onto that balcony with him, so they can watch the next people.
Okay, cool.
But then there's also now a final room where the top two teams compete against each other in a race to the top of the volcano.
That's a nice twist. I
win.
think it's a really good concept, but the first series just didn't quite work. It was
a little bit.
Yeah.
It didn't quite gel together very well, but
Yeah.
this now it feels like they've got a format nailed down now.
Okay.
I've only watched one, but it did seem
Have a look at that.
more interesting. So yeah, check it out. That's
Nice.
it. That's all I've watched this week, which is quite a lot, more
It
than
is
I've watched
quite a
in recent weeks.
It's good going.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Shall we do some real talk?
Yes, it's that time of the week where I've not got anything open that I need to have.
Same. We do this every week now. Do you want to talk through what this week's question of the week was on Real Talk, Nicholas?
Sure. So, I mean, you came up with it, but I'll talk it through. That's absolutely fine. This week on Real Talk, we posed the question to the world.
Yep.
If you were to create a Mount Rushmore for Netflix, what four faces are you putting on there?
Yeah. I completely stole it because I was on Reddit and somebody asked for a Stephen King Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
So I sat thinking of that for about an hour and then answered it. And then I thought we could do one of these on Real Talk. So we did.
I mean, to be fair, I'm saying I took it as individuals.
So did I.
But if you want to say shows, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You do you.
So I actually put this on Reddit and the majority of people went with shows on there.
Yeah.
Whereas I was more looking for people that have cemented Netflix into
or
what
that
they're-
represent a
Yeah.
show or a. Okay, cool. Well, we've definitely had quite a few responses.
Do you want me to go through some of the Reddit ones first?
Yeah, go for
Should we
it.
do that? It's quite a lot of people on Reddit said that Dark should be on there.
Okay.
Or somebody from Dark should feature on there. I've never watched Dark. I don't know if you have.
No.
So it's not on my list. One guy who's
But
called...
it's a huge international show.
Yeah.
So I completely understand that.
Yeah, it was huge for Netflix as well. One guy who's called Brilliant Attorney 50. He's put, I think House of Cards and The Crown have to be on there. Orange is the New Black was an early hit and is a strong shout. Same with BoJack Horseman, Stranger Things and Narcos.
4. Keep it to 4, people.
This guy did not keep it to 4. Then modern hits like Bridgerton, Queen's Gambit are also a good shout. So his fight, he did talk it all the way through. And he came up with maybe House of Cards, The Crown, Making a Murder, and Orange is the New Black. Honourable mentions to American Vandal, 13 Reasons Why, and Never Have I Ever.
Yeah.
The Queen's Gambit, Orange is the New Black, Stranger Things, The Crown, Squid Game, Ozark, and Bridgerton. Said Jackass 4224. Somebody replied to that with you realize there are only 4 people on Mount Rushmore. Somebody put it is outrageous that nobody's mentioned BoJack Horseman as of yet. Somebody put Peaky Blinders, and then somebody else shot them down because it's not a Netflix show.
Yeah, you're always going to get that confusion though, because
Yeah,
we get what's a good example this way over the pond would be Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
We only see it through
we only see it
Netflix,
through Netflix.
but it's
Isn't
a
a Netflix
broadcast
show.
show over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the reverse, I think, for Peaky Blinders.
Somebody called Purple Apples Forever.
He's a great guy.
He's not,
girl.
because he responded with, I don't know, but the Mount Rushmore of HBO is Game of Thrones, The Wire, The Sopranos, and something else.
Something else. I love that show.
So he's got 3, but he doesn't know the fourth one.
The correct answer would be Oz.
Yes, it probably would.
Again, that wasn't the
And
question.
then finally, Knight's Clutcher said that it should be Money Heist, Stranger Things, Squid Game, and Witcher.
Okay, cool.
So a lot of votes for Dark and a lot of votes for Squid Game on coming up on the Reddit.
Cool. I'll pull some out of the Discord. Ross Cook has gone with his 4. Mike Flanagan for the Prestige Television.
Great shout.
I mean, that's a guy who churns out high quality prestige stuff for Netflix.
Yeah.
That's a good shout.
Mike Flanagan also saw Ross's tweet about that.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, Mike Flanagan, hit us up because we love you.
That's because our artiste, Ross, drew his choices.
He did drew a Mount Rushmore.
Which
check it out on Instagram, it's great.
Which, yeah, I'm sure we will put it up at some point on the.
If you want to check out his, I think it's Cook 8008.
Yeah. So Mike Flanagan, Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
I was close to putting Joe Exotic on.
Okay.
And he just didn't quite get there for me.
Right.
But I think it's a very good choice.
We will come back to mine later.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
/11.
Yeah. That's fair.
I think
no
it's good. Look, I'll do mine in a minute, but she's on mine.
She's on mine as well. Spoiler alert.
Basically, my justification being the first Netflix-made movie star.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, 100%.
And then Ross's 4th person is a guard from Squid Game, representing that show that's kind of a big deal, Squid Game.
Ross, therefore, only picked the guard from Squid Game because it's easier to draw than the actual guys from Squid Game. Just putting it out there.
Okay, that's an absolute allegation. In the Discord, Alex has gone with Animation Andrew for Big Mouth.
Great show.
Millie Bobby Brown in her Enola Holmes version because she's a star and she's leading that franchise.
That's mental, but okay.
Michael Jordan from that documentary, The Last Dance.
Yeah. Good show.
And Ricky Gervais.
Because he loves Ricky Gervais.
Afterlife.
Yeah, Afterlife's a great show. I'm not taking anything away from that. It's a good list. It is a good list. It's just another reason why Millie Bobby Brown has to be on there. But she gets to be on there for Stranger Things.
Well, look, it's pretty unanimous for her because Wayne in the Discord has gone with Millie Bobby Brown, Reggie Jean Page.
Yeah, Bridgerton.
Good choice. Sending everyone weak at the knees. Adam Sandler.
Yep.
Which I think is a great choice.
Okay.
And I will also say is on mine.
Okay.
My reasoning being, again,
you just wanted to wind me up.
He was the first big Hollywood star to sign with Netflix and show this is a viable way for you to get your movies out.
No, I don't like Adam Sandler, but I'm on board with that idea. I can't argue against that.
Joey, I forgot something else that I watched this week. We'll come back.
Okay.
I watched an Adam Sandler movie.
Okay.
And Wayne ties it up with Phil Rosenthal.
Yeah, you'd no argument with me there.
Somebody feed Phil. Okay.
Phil Rosenthal on this week's... He has a podcast now. Did we mention his podcast before?
I mentioned that it is out there and I haven't listened to it. I have now listened to 2.
I've listened to most of them now. This week he interviews his own wife.
Oh, brilliant.
And his co-host interviews his wife. And it's just 2 couples having dinner and it's still great. It's still great.
I just love listening to that guy.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Sam Mulholland has gone with Mike Flanagan.
Yep.
Baranbo Odar for Dark, Phil Rosenthal, and whoever made Making a Murderer because they started the whole Netflix true crime case.
It's true.
I've got to say, I fully respect. That's absolutely brilliant reasoning, and I don't disagree at all. But I fully respect the fact you can't be bothered to look up who that person actually is that we're carving into solid rock. So more power to you.
He has a point though. They're Making the Murderer is the reason why Netflix makes so many true crime dramas, big documentaries, because that show was enormous when it came out.
Okay, we'll do mine. So I've gone with Adam Sandler.
Okay.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yep.
Genji Cohen, who wrote and created Orange is the New Black and Glow. 2
great shows.
Again, I think Orange is the New Black is it was one of the things that started the Netflix juggernaut as we see it today. And she followed it with Glow. They're all full of strong female characters. I just thought that's worthy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm with you.
We'll carve
I'm on board, you.
And then my 4th one is I went with Hwang Dong-hyuk, Mr. Squid Game himself.
Yep. He's also on mine.
Yeah.
So
that's my 4.
Cool. Good 4.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I actually did it properly. There's logic behind those choices.
Ross Cook very much nearly stole my thunder because it has very similar picks to myself. So I have also gone with Millie Bobby Brown. for all the reasons that we've said before, she is the queen of Netflix. I have gone with Joe Exotic
Okay.
just because of how enormous Tiger King was.
Sure.
It was a sensation and it put Netflix on
Don't
the map.
disagree with you at all.
It's the reason why Netflix got so many more viewers during the pandemic.
Yeah.
It made them millions and millions and millions of pounds. I am going to go with your man from Squid Game is my third one, Hwang Dong-hyuk,
Okay.
because Squid Game is a phenomenon.
Well, we talked about a bit last week. I don't think I'm not going to like bash it over the head again, but those numbers are insane.
Yeah, they are, absolutely. So Stranger Things has finished its 4-week run now.
Yeah.
So the 28 days have gone. And it hit 820 million.
Sure.
Which is still 800 million away. It's half of what Squid Game got.
Yeah.
Stranger Things has got 2 more episodes to come.
Yeah.
Which will be added. We did, because we didn't know last week, did we, if they were added on or taken. But they do add it on. We found out some wording on Netflix's website. So those 2 episodes will be added on, but they're not going to make 800 million hours.
No.
It's not going to hit Squid Game.
No.
So yeah, he has to be my third, just for that pure reason. And my fourth one's an interesting one, I think, because as much as I hate to say it, and hear me out before I finish this, the mountain will be etched with the face of Kevin Spacey for House of Cards.
Okay.
Just purely because of...
And then we'll put a cross through it.
Listen, because of how massive that show was. And it was the original Netflix original TV show.
Yeah, sure.
And he came up with the Tudum, which Netflix still
He did, yeah.
But we are chiseling that off and replacing it with the face of BoJack Horseman.
Okay, fine.
Because BoJack is an incredible TV show from start to finish. And it is the reason why Netflix put so much money into animation after that.
Yeah.
There's so many Netflix animated shows now.
Sure.
And it's down to BoJack Horseman.
Good
Plus,
choice.
it's the show Aaron Paul chose to do after Breaking Bad. It's mental that he did, but he did.
Yeah.
So, they're my 4.
Yeah, that's
Kevin,
good. That's good.
You somehow have got to turn Kevin Spacey into BoJack Horseman, but a good Stone Smith would be able to do it, I
Of course
think.
they would. Yeah.
So,
not a problem.
they're my 4. I was toying with somebody from Orange is the New Black, but I think House of Cards was bigger.
Plus,
And
I also thought, who would it be from Orange is the New Black? And I was
so
like,
many
it's
strong
such
female
a
Porn
ensemble.
stash. It would be porn
It's
stash.
such an ensemble cast that
Yeah, you can't pick one.
that's
person.
why I went with Genji Cohen.
Yeah.
Yeah, good topic.
It was a good topic. I enjoyed that.
I totally forgot, and it just reminded me talking about that I have also watched another film this week.
Okay.
I watched Hustle.
Oh, with Adam Sandler's
Yeah.
new basketball film.
I fucking loved it.
Really?
I honestly, I thought it was brilliant.
Wow, cool.
Absolutely brilliant.
Good.
Sandler's great. The guy who plays this Spanish basketball wonder kid is brilliant. Soundtrack's great. I mean, I think basketball is a very cinematic sport.
Yeah, it can look beautiful.
You can shoot it so well, and they did that in this movie. It's brilliant.
Cool.
It's brilliant.
Good. It's nice when you get a Netflix film that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that are not.
Yeah.
As we find out on the show. But
I think you like it. I know you don't like Sandler, but I think you'd like this movie. It's good. It's really good.
I will add it to my list, but it will be a long way down.
Yeah, I'm not expecting you to.
I'm not going to jump out and watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Put it that way. But no, I'll add it to the list.
Really good movie.
Good. I think we're done.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we are real. That's a great real talk. That might be the best real talk we've ever done. Let's put it out there. We had some good hits on Reddit as well, so we might try and utilize that a bit more in the future.
Cool.
So if you've joined us from Reddit, thank you.
Welcome.
It's tough to advertise on Reddit, and I found a loophole. We did it. But yeah, welcome if you are new. If you are new, we'll be back on Thursday to talk about a film, because this is what we do on a Thursday show.
We do what we started off doing.
Yeah.
We didn't used to do 2 shows a week.
We didn't.
We just used to do 1.
For some reason, we had a crazy idea of doing 2 shows a week instead of 1.
Well, because they were getting really long.
Yeah, they were.
Because we were doing the news, then we were going into the
we were
movie
basically
shows.
doing this, what we've just done for the last hour, and then talking about a movie.
So you were getting a 2-hour show. We split that. And I think it's working quite well for us.
It's brilliant.
We love doing the news and the chat on the wave, but what
Our bread and butter.
The reason why we started this whole thing up is that every week we randomly select a movie from the depths of Netflix.
Yep.
Because we're looking for those hidden gems. And this week we're talking about Setup.
Yeah. A Bruce Willis piece with 50 Cent and Ryan Felipe.
It's exactly the sort of thing we love talking
It's a
about.
heist movie. It's a revenge movie. It's a crime movie. It's a thriller.
Yeah.
It's a bit of everything, and it's got 3 top actors in it. Can it miss? Find out on Thursday.
Come back and find out.
Cool. Are we done?
Yeah.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm very happy.
Excellent. Well, we will see you on Thursday then.
Cheers.
Bye.